Even as U.S. President Donald Trump tried to deal with the issue of weapons of mass destruction at the UN Security Council, his Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh, was being accused again of teenage sexual abuse behavior. Julie Swetnick says Kavanaugh and his friends organized alcohol and drug-filled parties in the early 1980s just so they could gang rape girls, including her.
The President of the United States.
Trump called this yet another example of Democratic Party dirty tricks.
Why didn't they bring this right at the beginning, during the hearing? You would have had all the time in the world for the FBI. It would have been fine. Now, the FBI, as you know, did investigate this time, as they have 5 or 6 other times. And they did a very thorough investigation.
But Kavanaugh's joining the high court, once considered a sure thing, has become less certain in the last 2 weeks. And some of that uncertainty is now coming from the president himself. Julie Swetnick is the third woman by name to accuse Kavanaugh of teenage sexual abuse. Deborah Ramirez says Kavanaugh exposed himself to her while they were first-year students at Yale. And Christine Blasey Ford says Kavanaugh tried to force himself on her and that she feared he could kill her when they were both in high school. The Senate Judiciary Committee is also investigating 2 other reports that Kavanaugh abused women. Last week, Trump questioned whether Blasey Ford is telling the truth. The results of a polygraph test she took in August suggest that she is. But now, as Blasey Ford prepares to repeat her story before the Senate Judiciary Committee on Thursday, Trump says he will give her testimony a fair hearing and that it could change his support for Kavanaugh.
Now, it's possible I'll hear that and I'll say, hey, I'm changing my mind. That is possible.
We won't go back.
In light of growing anger among U.S. women over the Kavanaugh case, the 12 Republican senators, all men, won't be directly questioning Blasey Ford. They've brought in a woman prosecutor from Arizona to do that. Democrats on the panel and in the chamber at large say the hearing shouldn't even be happening until the FBI can investigate.
If our Republican colleagues rush to proceed without an investigation, it would be a travesty for the honor of the Supreme Court and the honor of our country.
Do you swear?
At any rate, Brett Kavanaugh says he's not withdrawing his nomination and that the latest allegations are straight out of the Twilight Zone. But with 5 weeks to go before congressional elections, Republicans may have to decide which they want more, their preferred man on the Supreme Court or keeping control of Congress.